Hi, I'm Nels Donovan.
I'm Danielle Burza-Smith.
Matthew D. Suing.
Hey, we're the attorneys at Estate Law Partners. And, yesterday I was at a networking event where the subject or the presentation was about a pretty tragic situation. Y'all may remember a few years ago that there was a family that met an untimely demise. They were out for a date night, going to a basketball game, and they didn't return home and left twin infant sons. That family is become fairly impassioned about trying to make sure that other families can avoid this circumstance. And what they've done is they've come up with a checklist. The woman's name is Jenni, and she's got this checklist called Jenni's Checklist. And this is just an example of it. And we'll put the actual checklist in the comments. But the main thing is communicating your wishes, the ability to sit down and write down or organize your thoughts and desires if something really unfortunate happens. So I'm not going to get into the details on this video about every specific thing here, but we do want to talk about the important documents that we can help you create with a cogent estate plan. Now, one of the things I want to do, Matt, tell me about a family who has children. What is probably the most important document that they should have?
Well, the number one thing you think about is how do we take care of your kids, right? And so if something happens to you, what is the plan? And so the most important thing in my mind is nominating a guardian for your minor children. And the idea is having that substitute parent who can take care of your kids for you, somebody that has the same values as you, someone that you'll be able to, rely upon in that most unimaginable thing. And that for me is the most important. The second most important thing is creating a structure behind how any assets and resources you would want to leave to your kids. And that can be done in a will or through a revocable living trust. But the bottom line is come up with a plan that suits your goals.
So Danielle, tell me, when you take a family situation, often there's this assumption that because you're married, you can do things for one another in the event that one becomes incapacitated. Tell me a little bit about what the reality is. What's really true there as far as if my spouse became disabled and couldn't make their own decisions?
Well, in that situation, we'd certainly want powers of attorney in place, both for healthcare and for finances, to help cover those kinds of tragic situations or situations where there's an incapacity, and that way there's an ease for that spouse, and then if there is no spouse situation, an ease for those trusted family members or friends to be able to act on your behalf if you're not able to do so anymore.
Yeah, and Danielle, that brings up a point. So for me personally, I write up a list and I update it at least once a year and I give it to my wife. It's called the When I Die list. And it's something that's also on Jenni's checklist here. And it has account numbers, beneficiary information, the list of everything that she would need to know about the plan if something happened to even me and she was my surviving spouse. And that list is something that we encourage all of our clients to create. Where are your accounts? Where are your assets? What is the most important information that your beneficiaries, your trustees need to know?
I just had a client yesterday who bought the book, I'm Dead, Now What? And it just helped with that conversation because she's already thinking in that mindset, like, if I'm not actually here to take care of this for my family, they need that set of instructions. And so you can have that casually in your home, but then you can also have that more formalized with the documents that we can help you guys out with.
At the end of the day, any sort of adversity is an unpleasant situation, and you can take the bull by the horns and actually create a plan so that if something does visit your family, that things will go smoothly. So you can go online with the state of Wisconsin. There's some free legal resources in the statutes, but that requires you to do some education and navigate that on your own. You can go to LegalZoom and you can download some forms and do the Mad Lib thing on your own. But again, there's probably situations in your fact pattern that are going to be outside of what that's going to do for you. So ultimately, it's important that you talk to a qualified professional. And we have a system for a nearly virtual process at Estate Law Partners to get this done.